Hi there, everybody. It is Jen Hall here, and I'm really excited to be here to deliver this Truth Bomb show to you today. I'm just going to sort the camera out because the camera is a little bit seasick. Hopefully that's a bit better. Kind of better. Hopefully we're not on the wonk. Make sure that you join me inside of my group, because if you don't, then you're just going to be able to watch from the sidelines. All the chat is happening inside of the group. So if you want to join the real party, get over inside of the group and join the VI peeps in there and get involved in the discussion. The group's unrivaled experts. Today's a super juicy one. I'm just going to make sure that I've gone live. It looks like we're all good, so I'm just going to turn the volume down on my phone so I don't get the weird repeaty back thing. Whoever's watching, could you just let me know if I sound like a robot? Because last time I went live using Restream, by the way, massive shout to Restream, is allowing me to go across all platforms today, including LinkedIn. As far as I'm aware, I'm actually live on LinkedIn. It's mad, like this is happening. So if you're watching, if you could let me know if I sound like a robot or if I'm sounding good, give me some thumbs up. Let me know that it's all going good. So I'm monitoring the live inside of my group, so fingers crossed a few of you are going to be jumping on any minute. I can see a couple of you are on already, which is fantastic. Today's live has been a long time coming. I've been really interested in talking about this topic because it's been quite big in the industry at the moment. There's been some, high profile business coaches talking about this in quite a negative way, which I'll come and talk to a little bit more inside of the show. But I really wanted to kind of get under the skin of this topic and really reframe this word high ticket, which has become this kind of like icky, yucky word that people don't like using and don't want to be associated with. So cool. If I can just get confirmation from somebody to let me know whether we're all good on the sound, then I will continue on. But I don't want to carry on if I'm sounding like a robot. So I'm just going to check in and make sure that we're all good. I can see a couple of you are watching. Guys, please let me know. Let me know if I'm okay on the sound. It would be really useful. I tell you what, I am just going to dive straight in and then I will tinker with the tech if necessary in a moment. But yeah, if anyone's watching, they can let me know that I don't sound like a robot. That would be really helpful. And by the way, that has to be somebody in my group because I'm not monitoring the chat anywhere else. So guys, if you're sitting back and waiting for someone to tell me, I'm waiting on you guys in the group. If you could let me know. Holly Charles, I can see you've jumped on. Please let me know if I sound okay. Perfect. I don't sound like a robot. Yeah. All good. So people have kind of been fed up of hearing this word high ticket that's been bandied around, and people are kind of saying, it's overly inflated, egotistical crap that's happening particularly in the online space at the moment, where people are charging hugely, as what they say, ridiculous pricing, and actually on the back end delivering a ton of fluff. Now, whilst I'm not going to sit here and pretend that isn't happening, because it is, that is the truth of the matter. There are people out there who have amazing marketing, who are going all out, who are charging crazy prices, and then when people kind of get on the back end of it, the delivery just isn't there. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend it's not happening. It's horrible. It's goddamn sick. And I it really does make me furious when I see this happening, people getting stung, but because of this, people have kind of shied away. And I've had a few personal conversations with people over the last few weeks around the word high ticket and going big with their marketing, and how actually they're shying away from doing that because they don't want to be a part of what they see as the problem that's going on in the online space and in the coaching industry, consultancy industry, whatever you want to call it. People are shying away from it because they're like, I don't want to be associated with that clan. But the problem is, by just boycotting, going big on your marketing and selling high ticket, it's not going to make that problem go away. All that's going to happen is you're going to be left broke and playing small, without getting your name out there. So I'm here today for that exact reason, to overturn this yucky feeling that we have around a high ticket and actually reframe it as something that we should be focusing on. So I want to kind of draw your attention to, I'm not mentioning any names here, but I'm going to talk about, there was a particular campaign that was going on recently by a very well-known coach who went out there and was kind of having a rant around high ticket and how, it doesn't have to be that way. I'm fed up of hearing about high ticket. You can use this alternative method, which there is. You don't have to sell high ticket at all. You don't have to do that. It's your choice. It's your business. You decide. But you have to understand a few things. So firstly, you have to understand that pricing is all part of your positioning. So if you're selling cheap, people expect cheap. Okay, they're not going to expect a particularly high-end product for not a lot of money. So if you think about the kinds of clients who are buying cheap, are they really going to be the kinds of clients that you want to work with? So when you think about the kind of people that you want, so committed, serious about their results, and really wanting to put their all into getting to the result that they're after, are you really going to get that by selling a low end product? And sometimes I've seen in the case many people who have started up low end products like memberships, who have actually shut them down after not so long afterwards, because they spend a lot of time and energy for not a lot of money. So when you think about when you're selling something high ticket, you're going to be getting a huge cash injection into your business in one go. You feel totally happy to give that person your time, your blood, sweat and tears, because they're paying a higher sum. But when you get the kinds of clients at a lower end who actually potentially sort of drain a lot of your time, but don't actually tend to make that much progress, because and I'm sorry, this is called the TruthBomb show for a reason, and something Russell Brunson said was, when people pay, they pay attention. And so the more people pay, the more attention they pay. Okay, so I'm going to sort of elaborate on that. The more people pay, the more attention they pay. So they could be taking a lot of your time up, but not actually making much effort, because well, so what? So what if I don't get the result? I'm not paying that much money out. Now, I'm being very brash here, and I'm talking about this on an extreme level, and you could sort of argue that I'm tarring everybody with the same brush, and if you don't pay loads of money for something, you're not serious about your business. That's not what I'm saying, because we're all on a particular journey, we're all somewhere. But I'm talking about your perspective as a business owner, the type of clients that you want to attract, and also what's best for your business right now. Because membership models do work, but they work at a certain stage in your business, and selling low end out of the gate, I really wouldn't suggest it, unless you don't feel that your service is worth that. If you genuinely don't feel that your service is worth that amount, because like I said, this isn't about overly inflating egos. If you truly believe, actually, do you know what? I am starting out. Do you know what? I don't have the experience of X, Y, and Z coaches out there, or service-based businesses, and I actually feel like I need more experience before I can justify charging those higher prices. You've got to justify it to yourself, and if you genuinely believe it, it's not a story that you're telling yourself, because there are a lot of people out there who years down the line are still telling themselves they're not good enough, and that that they can't possibly charge that amount, and they're undervaluing the incredible talent that they bring to the table. But hey, if you are literally out the gate, you shouldn't be charging those kinds of prices until you are properly seasoned, until you properly understand what you're delivering for people. So yeah, we got to be honest with ourselves. We don't want to be charging higher prices where it's not necessary. But at the same time, if you are somebody who has the talent and has just become a business owner, and this is the thing, there's a difference between being a business owner and being good at what you do. And being a good business owner and being good at what you do as a craft, there is really no correlation. Making money has zero to do with how good you are at what you do, and it's the price that we put on that. And if you've been doing your do for a very long time, and you have a lot of skills, and you have been helping people, and you have been helping them achieve incredible results, just because you're new to running a business doesn't mean you should undervalue your services. So we have to charge appropriately. We do have to charge our worth, but we have to be honest about what that is worth. And we have to justify that to ourselves in order to justify it to others. And it's when people try and fake it till they make it and kind of grow into their pricing, meanwhile pissing off a ton of people in the mode of, you know, trying to get to the point where they feel like, yeah, no, actually now I feel I'm worth it, but I'm not going to want to be seen as cheap. You've got to be honest about where you are. You have to be honest about your talents and how much that is worth. Don't undercharge, don't overcharge. You've got to find that sweet spot. But if you are starting out a business, you're not going to have a particularly big audience, okay? And you know what? Even now, I don't have a huge following compared to a lot of people out there. I actually have a very small, but I have a very select, amazing, loyal following. But I still make a lot of money, and the reason I do that is because I sell high ticket versus trying to get many people into, you know, very small, low end offers, because it takes the same amount of energy to sell something at £10, £100, £1,000 or £1 million. It's the same energy. So if you have a larger audience, it's going to be a lot easier to sell more people into lots of low end offers. If you have a very smaller audience, it's much more sensible and much wiser to sell high ticket. So there are many reasons. That's just one of them. Okay, again, the other reasons are you do tend to get clients who pay more attention and who are more serious about their results. It's better for your business because you get bigger cash injections, and you actually can sometimes find it a lot more rewarding when you sell those bigger packages because people get better results, and because you don't mind putting in your time and your energy when people are paying for the worth that they're receiving. Okay, so I'm hoping you don't feel like I'm tarring everyone with the same brush, because, you know, low end offers have their place. Absolutely. I am in a couple of memberships, in fact, and they are a lower end offering. But in honesty, in truth, I don't really make the most out of them. And that's because I'm not feeling like I'm losing out. The money goes out each month. If I use it, great, I get a ton of value out of it. And if I don't, then no biggie. It's not the biggest deal. So just bear all these things in mind. High ticket is very, very sensible when you have a small audience, and trying to go big with a membership when you have that tiny audience, you're going to be running around and expending a ton of energy for a very low return. That is my view, and I'm putting it out there. So it was really interesting. There was a post put out a little while ago, and I responded in the thread. And it was around how do high ticket sellers manage to sell at that high ticket level. How do they manage to do that? And I put my 2 pence in, as somebody who regularly sells at $5,500, $10,000. I thought, well, you know, let's put my 2 pence in here. And I said there are two things. The first thing is great marketing. And the second thing is raising your prices. That's how you are able to sell at that high ticket level and bring in those big bucks. And I angered a couple of people. It actually got their backs up, because they are fed up with this whole inflated of prices and not delivering on the back end. Okay. But the truth of the matter is, like I said, doing what you do as a job, as your craft, about, you know, how you help people, has zero to do with your money. You could be the best at what you do, but if you don't have great marketing, and if you're not charging those higher prices, you're not going to be selling high ticket. And that's the truth of the matter. So whether you like that or not is neither here nor there. You have to have those two things in place. Does it mean that I don't get angry about the people out there who aren't great at what they do and they're still inflating their prices and going out there and marketing is fantastic, but actually what they're doing on the back end is rubbish? Do I not get angry about that? Of course I do. I'm livid. I am absolutely livid. But the only way we're going to actually do this is not by boycotting high ticket and stopping selling at that level, because if you're not owning your genuine talent, then they're not going to stop. They're going to continue to do it, and that's something I've seen. I had hoped that the people who have been doing this for a long time, selling gumph off the back of great marketing, would hopefully disappear. And do you know what? Some of them have, but some of them are still going. And there is nothing you can do about it except fill your boots. Step into your space. Stop standing back and looking in horror at what's going on, and instead get in there first. Stand up for what you believe in. Show people that you do have the talent. Give them value. Show that you are the one that can step up your marketing to a level that is above theirs, and you will find that people will go to you first. That is the only way we are going to stop this horrendous rubbish that's going on out there where people are getting stung. I've been stung in the past. And I've done my due diligence. Even in that case, I tried my best, but I've still been stung. And you know what? It happens to the best of us, unfortunately. Even, when you do research, it can still happen. But that's what I can say is due diligence is all you can do. But in terms of you being that business owner and that person who is standing head to head with other people who are not as good at what they do as you are, if you genuinely believe that, then you need to take your space, okay? Because no one else is filling it. It's there waiting for you. And by not filling it, you're just allowing all this rubbish to go on. So instead of stepping back, step forward and take your place as the rightful owner, as somebody who can become a huge leader in the industry, who genuinely gets results for their clients, who genuinely works with integrity and, sorry to say the buzzword, authenticity. You have to do that, because if you don't, two things, guys: raise your prices, great marketing, that's all you need. And you're going to be watching every other person out there making the money except you. So don't be scared of joining the high ticket bandwagon, because high ticket doesn't have to mean glitz, glamour and luxury. That's not what high ticket is about. High ticket is about serving clients who are serious about results at a very high level, giving them huge transformations. That's what high ticket is about. It's about paying for what it is worth. And if you are somebody with huge talent, then you step into it and stop undercharging, stop positioning yourself as cheap. Because I've seen other people out there turn down working with other people because they're suspicious. They're suspicious of the price. You're telling me how amazing you are, but it's priced at this. Why? If it's that great, wouldn't it be more? You have to really think about this. I'm just going to go and check out the comments. I just saw the word robot there, but it was prerequisite with no robots. I was like, phew, I don't sound like a robot. That's all good. I can see a few of you on here. If anybody wants to have their say, please do let me know in the comments. If you've got a question, let me know and I'll see what I can do to answer it. If I don't answer it here, I will come straight back at you in the comments afterwards. But yeah, do write down anything that you want to say on the topic. If you disagree, if you agree, whatever you think, write it down in the comments. I'm really interested to hear what you have to say. So I'm just going to say hey to a few people, to Selena, to Holly, to David. David, change your name. It's Dave, not David. It's too formal. Claire and Holly, I think I've mentioned you guys. Hello everybody who is watching inside of the group. So like I said, two things. That's the truth of it. What you do has zero to do with how much money you make. You have to raise your prices, and that is one of the key things to attracting high-paying clients. Like I said, if you don't, they're suspicious. You need to raise your prices to match what they want. They want high ticket. They want to pay more. So I'm going to talk to you about the 5 truths of high ticket clients to kind of help you work out how to get them, where to find them, and how to sell at that level. So the first thing is high ticket clients are savvy. They don't want to gamble with their money. They do their due diligence. So you need to ensure that you're building as much trust and credibility as you possibly can so that they feel happy and confident to give you their money. And you know what? Because people have been burnt for so many times, you are going to have to work a little bit harder about proving yourself, about showing them the value that you can offer and helping them feel reassured that you know what you're talking about. Okay? And if you're listening to this now, again, I'm going to give some home truths here. If you're watching this right now and you're feeling like, I don't feel like I really truly know what I'm doing, there's a few things that could be going on for you. It could be that you don't have a clear offering, that you're not fully aligned to what it is that you do, or that you don't have the skills necessary to help somebody. And so in those circumstances, I would say, first of all, before you do any more training and any more learning, because this is a big mistake people make, is that I need more training, I need more training, I need more training. First of all, work out what you want to offer people, okay, and who are you offering it to. Really understand who that ideal client is and who it is you want to help passionately, what lights you up. And then once you work that out, then hone all of your training and all of your learning to help boost your confidence in your abilities into doing that thing, okay? So don't try and just train in any old thing to try and make yourself feel better and to help yourself feel more confident. You've got to direct your learning and become an expert and a specialist in helping that particular person, which is my second point. One of the next truths about high ticket clients is they pay specialists, and they pay specialists who specialize in helping people just like them, who have that specific problem or that specific goal. And in order to sell at high ticket to these people, first of all, they want to know that you're a specialist. They want to know that they can trust you and you really do preach what you talk about. And they also want to make sure that they are giving it to somebody who really understands them. So you have to think about and get really clear on that ideal client so that you can build that trust with them. That's really, really important. So the first one is they're savvy. They don't want to gamble with their money. They want to make sure that it goes to someone they trust. And the second thing is they want to see that you specialize. They're not going to be giving it to somebody who is a master of all trades. They want to know that they're going to get the results that they need. So specializing is really important. Third one, they expect to pay more. If it's cheap, they're suspicious. They expect to pay more because they know that you get what you pay for. So if they're really serious about their results, so you have to articulate. If you haven't read the book Gap Selling, it's incredible. I highly recommend it. In there, I forget the author's name now, but he talks about creating that gap. Okay, if someone's got a headache, a temporary headache, they're not going to pay much to take the pill to get rid of it, right? Because they're going to be using things like water, go for a lie down, and then magically it's fixed. They're not going to pay much for a couple of paracetamol, right? But if someone has a headache because there's a brain tumor, there's a bigger problem. They're going to pay a lot more money to get that sorted out. And I think this analogy is really good because it's a simple analogy that we can take and use in business and go, okay, so who are the people that I'm targeting that have that's, and let me just give you two examples here. They either have a very painful problem, but that isn't always the case. People will still pay money even when they're not in terrible pain. That used to be the thing, right? They used to say, unless someone's in pain, they're not going to pay you any money. And that's just not true, okay? The desire to do something really well will also incite a higher paying client because they want to make sure that they do it spot on, that they become a master at what they want to do. So I call it either you're shooting the shark or you're building a bridge. So they're over here on their current situation island and they want to go to their success island. Now, is there something in their way that's really painful, that's about to bite them and kill them, that you need to get rid of for them? Or are you building a bridge over to something incredible that they want to get to, but they need help putting together the steps? Maybe there's a piece missing that they just can't understand or get it to work, and they need to understand why it's not working. It could be either of those two, but you have to understand how, the fact that if you're going to serve somebody at a high ticket level, it has to be about big transformation. What's the big goal? What's the big problem? That's what you have to have in your mind when you're thinking about articulating it, because they need to see the value. Okay, if they can't see the value, they're not going to pay. People say they'll pay for something, but and then they don't, right? Because they don't value it. But when you find somebody that's willing to pay for something, then you've hit the button there. So make sure that you're articulating that correctly. Fourth thing, I think we're on the fourth thing. They don't hang around engaging in Facebook groups is one of my fourth truths of high paying clients. They're busy people, and they're motivated in general to try and do something about it. So high paying clients aren't sitting there for years on end engaging in Facebook groups hoping that something might happen. Now this isn't a never statement. I'm sure, and I have got a high paying client or two from people who have been engaged, but they're a rare breed of people. You'll find them watching on the sidelines, and you'll find that actually they're quick decision makers. They're not people that take a long time to make a decision about something. If they have a serious problem or they have a serious goal, they're motivated, they're in the mode, they're ready to go. And if you're able to show them that you are credible, that you are trustworthy, that you know what you're talking about, and that you have the solution that they need, then that's all they need to know. And they're there, and they will quite happily they will quite happily give you the money in order to get that sorted. So bear that in mind when you're searching for this huge volume of people to get into your audience, when you're searching for the group engagement. Why is nobody engaging? Forget all of that. Likes and comments do not build a business. It's about people who are watching. Don't stop your visibility just because it isn't getting the engagement that you would like. And particularly if you're in certain industries, some people don't want to, admit that they're watching you. If you work in a particular sensitive area, like I'm working with a coach at the moment who helps with imposter syndrome. No one's going to be wanting to engage and share and talk about the fact that they've got imposter syndrome if they're massively trying to overcome it and help their clients. If they're suffering with imposter syndrome, they're going to be quiet, they're going to be in the back seat, and they're going to be watching from the sidelines. So don't stop your visibility just because the engagement isn't there. My highest paying clients are people who have seen me speak at a speaking gig, have watched perhaps one of my YouTube videos, and then maybe binged on another couple of pieces of content and gone, yep, this coach knows what she's talking about, and they'll book a call and bam, they're done. But I've never heard of them before. Where have they come from? Because I've been visible, and I haven't just relied on speaking to the people who are chatting to me. As nice as it is, by the way, don't stop, guys. I adore you guys who are fully engaged and talk and stuff. Like I said, you guys are a rare breed, but don't forget, those high paying clients tend to be busy. They tend to want quick, fast, let's do this now, I'm ready, let's go. Okay, so don't expect that by getting huge audiences and by getting a ton of engagement that people are going to pay you a ton of money. It's not about that. Massive truth bomb about to be dropped here. You don't sell high ticket, people buy high ticket. I say that once more. You don't sell high ticket, people buy high ticket. They buy solutions to problems. That's what they buy. And if your promise is great enough, if you have confidence in your abilities, and you are crystal clear that you specialize in helping this person with this problem to achieve this goal, there is absolutely no reason why people will not pay you. But you have to, sorry to say it, own it. You've got to own it, because if you don't own it, people are going to see right through that energy, and they're going to go, they're not confident. If they're not confident in their ability to help me, I'm not confident, and that immediately breaks it. Okay, you've got to be bulletproof, guys. If you want to sell at that level, you have to be bulletproof, okay? And the last one, the last truth, is they are serious about getting results. I know I said this at the beginning, but I'm reiterating it. People who pay more will pay more attention, and they are more serious about their results. Tends to be. I'll tell you a couple of stories about people who have had money sitting in the wings, not really doing a lot, and still paid high ticket, but then didn't get as bigger results, okay? And I'm going to really trigger a lot of people here. In those circumstances, they go back into the pool of the people that gamble. If they're gambling and they're just giving it a go to see what happens, they're not serious. People that are serious make a stretch. They make an energetic stretch to say, oh, this feels a bit scary, but I have faith in this person that they're going to help me do what I need to do. But they're invested in the process. If it's not a stretch, they're not as invested as they should be. So just bear all this in mind when you're thinking about the kind of clients that you want to work with, and you know what you want to achieve with them. You know, test out their commitment levels, not just through money, but also on the calls that you have with them. Gauge how committed they are, how much of a stretch this is for, how does it feel to them to invest at this level. Check out all of this stuff with them, because when you do that, you can get to, you know, a good feel for how, you know, how much this person is going to put into the mix, because this is a partnership. This is a partnership of two people working together. And if they're not willing to do their part, then all you're going to do is you're both just going to feel crap at the end of it. So make sure that you are clear on not just who you're talking to in terms of your target audience, but the kind of person that you want to be working with at that level, because they tend to be, if you're selling a more high ticket offer, not always the case, but you know, a lot of the time you're going to be spending a lot of time together. You're going to be with each other for an extended period. So you want to make sure that those people are the kind of people that you want to be working with. So there we go. I'm just going to go and check and make sure that we haven't got any other questions. What are your views on offering payment plans, please? I think payment plans are brilliant, and I offer them all the time, because, you know, at the end of the day, people don't generally have a ton of money just lying in the bank. Some people do, and great stuff. But a lot of people are happy to make a larger investment, but they literally cannot find all of that money in one go. Sometimes that's not possible. So yeah, I absolutely think payment plans are fantastic, because they're still making an energetic agreement, and if you're smart, you'll have contracts in place. They will know that they are expected to pay the full amount over X amount of period for set monthly payments. You'll set them up on an automated billing plan, or it takes the money out each month. Totally cool, totally fine. I think they're a fantastic idea. Jess is here. Jessica Lorimer says, just saying quick hi, the TruthBomb show is back, and you know I love this topic. I know. Thank you so much for dropping in really quickly. So there we go. That is my truth bombs for high ticket, and I'm hoping that I'm going to give you guys some value here today to show you that, you know, it's not about the luxury, and by stepping away from high ticket doesn't mean it's going to stop the problem that's perpetuating in the industry at the moment. It's just not. You've got to step forward. You have to own your talents, be honest about how much it's worth. And if you don't feel like you're worth it, do something about it. Invest in some help, whether that is training, whether that is getting clear on your offering, whether that is looking at how you can seriously get, you know, people great results. Because you can be very talented at what you do, but if it's not laser sharp in terms of helping them to create a specific result or overcome a specific problem, your talents become diluted. I'm not just telling you this for your marketing, because like I said, great marketing, raise your prices. That's how you're going to sell high ticket. But it's not just for your marketing that you need to be looking at, you know, specializing and getting laser sharp on that result, that offering, and what makes you unique. It's all about owning your gifts and understanding how you create incredible transformation. Because if you're not clear on that, there's no way you can be. It dilutes your talent. Get clear, get specific, and everything feels so much better, both for your marketing, both for your pricing, and your integrity and what you bring to the table. So here we go, guys. That's the Truth Bomb show for today. I really hope you've enjoyed it. I've got a couple of episodes, well, a few episodes lined up. A couple of them will be with guest experts on particular topics. You know, stay tuned to hear more. The next show will be on the 6th of June 2019, and it's called Purple Cows on Steroids. How being different can affect you either in a positive way and make you a ton of cash, and also how being different can become the biggest problem in your business. So stay tuned for that. I'm looking forward to seeing you next time, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye bye.